Hello friends, I'm Kerry Wood, the pastor of the Goldston Methodist Church, and today we're looking at Romans, the 3rd chapter, just 2 verses, verses 19 and 20, reading from the Open English Bible translation. Hear now these words. Now we know that everything said in the law is addressed to those who are under its authority, in order that every mouth may be closed, and to bring the whole world under God's judgment. For no human being will be pronounced righteous before God as the result of obedience to the law. For it is law that shows us what sin is. How many of you know the revised code for North Carolina or from whatever state you reside? Do you know what those laws are? Are you able to go and recite and explain and describe everything about them? I can't. But I do know that there are certain things about the law that I have to pay attention to. So, for example, if I want to build a building, I know I have to go through a permitting process through the county and to be able to get a builder's permit in order to make my building legal. If I don't do that, then the county can come along and say, I'm sorry, you can't have that building here, and they will make me tear it down. If I'm driving in my car, I know I need to obey the speed limit signs, or at least a version of obedience to the speed limit signs, because everybody knows that the speed limit isn't the real limit. The real limit is somewhere nebulously 5 to 12 miles over the posted speed limit. Because how many of us have driven down the highway where the speed limit is 55 and we're going 67 and the cop lets us go? So how do we deal with our reconciliation of our rules and regulations and our abilities to follow them? Well, that's the whole point of Paul here in these 2 verses. He says everything under the law is addressed to those who are under its authority, and he says we're all under its authority. And the law is very useful, but not in the way that you think, because following the law will not make you righteous, will not put you into that place where you can stand up next to God and say, look, Lord, I'm as good as you are. Instead, the law is intended to show us that no matter what, we are never as good as God is. Everything that we try to do out of our effort, out of our experience, is not good enough to put us on a level with God. That's why we are stuck in sin. Paul wants us to understand this. There's no getting around it, no getting over it, no getting through it. Sin is here. The law doesn't help. Being a Jew doesn't help. Being not a Jew doesn't help. It doesn't matter. Everything about our lives in ourselves just shows how strong sin, capital S-I-N, really is. Again, what do we do with that condition? We're getting closer to Paul's answer to that. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.